Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss the third and the last part of the short story, that is the third level, written by Jack Finney. So in the previous PPTs we have discussed that the story deals with a curious experience of 31-year-old man, that is Charlie, who is a daily commuter, and he somehow discovers a third level at the Grand Central Railway Station. Okay, and the third level was something which attracted the narrator's imagination. The narrator here is Charlie. Okay, and he finds this third level as a very much different and mysterious world where something is unfulfilled, or his unfulfilled desires of escaping from this present scenario or his present world. He wants to move away where he finds solace and silence. Clear? Away from all the distractions, away from all the guilt, or away from a disastrous life according to which he wants to escape. Clear? Then as we have discussed that the narrator feels that there are three levels, but nobody is ready to believe him, neither his wife Louisa or his best friend Sam, who is a psychiatrist. Okay, and psychiatrist Sam has said that it is only the result of his insecurities and his fears. That is why he is imagining this third level at the Grand Central Station. Clear? Then Sam also says that the stamp collecting hobby of Charlie is also a way of escapism. Okay, and since his grandfather also had the same hobby of philately. Okay, Philately. So this is a term which is the collection of study of postage stamps and all. So his grandfather also had the same hobby, and he is also continuing the same, which sort of conveys that he is trying to escape from the present situation or the difficulties which he has to face in his day-to-day life. So now when he reaches the third level, he senses a different kind of world where all the people are wearing different kind of clothes which he has not seen in his life ever. And in the station he finds small ticket booths, information counters where gas lights are there. Okay, then spittons are there which are not basically present in the present scenario or present era where he stays. Then what he confirms from the newspaper which he buys over there, that it is dated in 1894. From that he confirms that this situation or this third level is a pathway of the year 1894, and everything is regarding that situation of the past. And now what happens? Let's see. I turned towards the ticket windows, knowing that here on the third level at Grand Central I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States. We wanted to go in the year 1894, and I wanted two tickets to Galesburg and Illinois. Have you ever been there? It's a wonderful town. Still, with big frame houses, huge lawns, and tremendous trees, whose branches meet overhead and roof the streets. And in 1894, what happened? You see, summer evenings were twice as long, and people sat out on their lawns, the men smoking cigars, and the women quietly talking, waving palm leaf fans, with the fireflies all around, in a peaceful world. To be there with the First World War still 20 years off and the World War II over 40 years off in the future, I wanted two tickets for that. So from here you can see how he got excited when he got a confirmation that the year is 1894 in the third level. As soon as he confirmed that thing, he started to imagine that if I got two tickets for me and my wife, then we will go and visit Galesburg. Okay, so Galesburg is a city in United States, in Knox County. So he wants to visit that place, and why he wants to visit, he has given a description. that in 1894 Galesburg would be having these situations, frame houses, huge lawns, tremendous trees. So we can say his family belonged to Galesburg, so he has some idea regarding that. So people sat out on their lawn, and for hours they used to smoke cigars, women were talking. So they had an ample amount of free time, and they used to enjoy the scenario and the environment around. And here in the busy schedule of the present, he is not getting all those things. Who? Charlie. So that is why he is finding an escape out of all this difficult situation, and he wants to move out into solace or tranquility. Clear? So here, first of all, on the right side, I have given all the explanations. The narrator goes to the ticket window and demands 2 tickets. Then what is happening back in the head? He is imagining of what the scenario would be, or what type of environment would be, and how the people would be enjoying in that era. And he is also describing a very important point, that as it was the year of 1894, he has counted the social situations which would have been avoided at that time, and in which era nobody had a clue that that would happen in future. That is, he's telling the first world war was 20 years away, and the second world war was 40 years away. So till that, people were very much living in harmony and peace. Little did they know that so much destructions are coming in future, and they were very much in peace and in tranquility. And as he what happens, when he starts giving money to the ticket in the ticket counter, something weird happens. And what happens, let's see. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy headband, but he figured the fare, and I had enough for 2 coach tickets one way. But when I counted out the money, I looked up. The clerk was staring at me. He nodded at the bills. "That ain't money, mister," he said, "and if you're trying to skin me, you won't get very far." And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Of course, the money was old-style bills, half again as big as the money we use nowadays, and different looking. I turned away and got out fast. There's nothing nice about jail even in 1894. And that was that. I left the same way I came, I suppose. Next day, during lunch hour, I drew $300 out of the bank, nearly all we had, and bought old style currency that really worried my psychiatrist friend. You can buy old money at almost any coin dealers, but you have to pay a premium. My $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills, but I didn't care. Eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. So here a comical effect is given. So I told you that after thinking that he wants to go with his wife to Galesburg of 1894, so he, without any second thought, took out the money for the fare of the ticket, and he handed it to the ticket counter. But what happened when he was imagining that this much money would be enough for the ticket or so, he looked at the person who is sitting at the counter, and he is staring him back. First of all, he was little confused of why he was staring, but later he realized that the currency which was in 1894, it was completely different, and bigger notes were there, and now presently it were very much short and very much thin. So he clearly within no time understood what the problem was, and the ticket counter, the person who was sitting there, he started charging Charlie that if you are wanting to play a game with me, or if you want to do something wrong with me by giving me this fake notes and all, then you would see the circumstances will not be good. He started to thrash him by his words. So here what happened, without wasting any time or getting into trouble, Charlie moved out of the third level as soon as possible, because he said, if I would have stayed there any longer, then I would have been charged, or I would have been sent to jail. And he's telling for a comic sense that there is nothing any difference between an 1894 jail and the present jail. Okay, it is very much harmful, and I should not at this point of time get into any trouble. So he planned that the next day he would go to a coin dealer's shop, and he would exchange the present money and buy the 1894 currency. So, but what was the difference there? He has deposited $300 to change into 1894 currency. But at that time, there is a premium which is to be attached to it. And according to the premium, he had to pay $100 for that, and only in return he would get 200. Okay, 200 old style notes he would get. So that also it was okay for him, because he was so excited. In 1894 everything was cheaper, and for $200 he can buy much more things as expected in this present generation. So for a comic moment, he said that he does not care because eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. So that will be not a botheration. I can buy so many things using this $200 of 1894 currency. Clear? Then, but I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at Grand Central Station, although I have tried often enough. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this, and did not want me to look for the third level anymore, and after a while I stopped. I went back to my stamps, but now we are both looking every weekend, because now we have proof that the third level is still there. My friend Sam Weiner disappeared. Nobody knew where, but I sort of suspected, because Sam's a city boy and I used to tell him about Galesburg. I went to school there, and he always said he liked the sound of the place, and that's where he is, all right, in 1894. So now, as he came back all of a sudden, not getting into trouble or not going to jail, that was not his intention. So he came out of the third level, and the next day when he collected that $200 and he went again for the search of the third level, he didn't find it. So he was shocked enough and he was confused. So he started looking for the third level again and again every day, till Louisa, his wife, was frustrated and also very much concerned about her husband. So she told to stop looking for the third level. If it happens, then he can find it on his own way someday or the other, but not on a continuous rigorous practice of going to the Grand Central and searching knowingly or intentionally. If he will be stressing his mind, then anything bad can happen with him. So out of concern as a wife, she told to stop looking, and in the weekends only they decided to go and search for the third level. And in that process, when they were going and searching in the weekends regarding the third level, they found out that Sam, who is a psychiatrist friend of Charlie, he is missing. So Charlie has all these aspects of third level, and he has most of the time explained to Sam regarding how the countryside looks like, what are the scenarios, how is the environment, how it is very much peaceful. And on the other hand, as Sam is a city boy, he used to get interest in all those things, and he all really needed to go and spend time in that countryside areas. So he is having a great suspicion that surely I'm considering, if Sam is missing, he's nowhere else but in Galesburg, and that Galesburg of the era 1894. Okay, from there he confirmed that Sam would surely be in Galesburg. Clear? So let us start. Because one night, fussing with my stamp collection, I found, well, do you know what a first day cover is? So he is talking about the stamps, and one term is there, the first day cover. So what is it? He is letting us know. That is, when a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelope to themselves on the very first day of sale, and the postmark proves the date. The envelope is called a first day cover. They are never opened. You just put blank paper in the envelope. And that night, among my oldest first day covers, I found one that shouldn't have been there. But there it was. It was there because someone had mailed it to my grandfather at his home in Galesburg. That's what the address on the envelope said. And it had been there since July 18, 1894. The postmark showed that, yet I did not remember it at all. The stamp was a 6-cent dull brown with the picture of President Garfield. So Garfield was the 20th President of United States, and he was serving from March 4, 1881. Clear? So he was ruling from 1881 and this letter is of 1894. So might be their connection that the letter has been written in 1894 under the presidency of President Garfield. Naturally, when the envelope came to the granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there till I took it out and opened it. The paper inside was not blank. So here the story gets mysterious and it is the climax point here. What happens? So when he was searching his stamp covers of the first day, so what happens here on the right side, see I have given what is the first day cover. So a stamp for the first time when it is issued, and this stamp enthusiast who collect these stamps every day, so they go for the first day issue and they buy it and prepare an envelope and they will keep it as a collection of there. So here you see the picture it is given, it is a first day of issue. So this new stamp which is there, it is the first day of issue, so it is written and it is saved as a memory by the people who collect the stamps. So here when he was searching all his stamps in the book, as his grandfather also used to have that hobby, he found something different or something very much attractive which got his attention. He found an envelope having a first day cover of 1894 of July 18th. Okay, and as the stamp collector is used to collect this envelope, it will be blank because they are sending to themselves only. But here in this envelope, something was written, and from there he doubted that in 1894, as he has seen Galesburg 1894 third level, so he is connecting it, and he is very much sure that someone from 1894 had written it to my grandfather's house. He has posted it there, and that is why it has been collected in the collection of stamps made by my granddad. And when he opened it, what was there? The paper inside was not blank. So now you can easily connect to whom he is referring, that Sam has written the letter. Okay. It read 941 Willard Street, Galesburg, Illinois, July 18, 1894. And it was to whom? To Charlie. So it is very much confirming that who has written. I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right. And Charlie, it's true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks and right now, down the street at the Dallies, someone is playing a piano and they're all out on the front porch singing Seeing Nellie Home. And I am invited over for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It's worth it, believe me. So from this letter, it is confirmed that Sam has written this letter and Sam has found the third level in the Grand Central Station and he is now settled in Galesburg. So whatever Charlie discussed about his childhood regarding that place, now Sam is finding out all that true and he is enjoying the country life as compared to the city life, and he is telling the scenario how he's on the street and how people are playing piano, somebody is singing the songs, and he is invited over for drinks and all. So how he's enjoying every part of his life in 1894 and is requesting Charlie and Louisa to look continuously for the third level, and one day or the other he is sure that he would find them. Okay, so the note is signed Sam. At the stamp and coin store I go to. So the next day he went to the coin store again and he found out what? That Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency that ought to set him up in a nice little hay field and grain business. He always said that's what he really wished he could do, and he certainly can't go back to his old business, not in Galesburg, Illinois in 1894. His old business? Why, Sam was my psychiatrist. So here he is assuming from the information he got at the coin store that he has exchanged $800 and he has gone to Galesburg with that old currency. Why? Because he always, when Charlie and Sam had a conversation regarding Galesburg, Sam used to say that if I go there and if I get to a chance to live over there, I would have a grain business, hay and feed business, and he would enjoy his time over there. Okay, and now there is a question that as he's a psychiatrist, why he is going to that business? Because In 1894, this profession as a psychiatrist did not exist. Okay, that is why to find a another business which was normal in those days, he chose to do the hay and feed grain business. Clear? So this is the story of third level. So here basically we come to know that some things do not have any specific reasoning. Okay, the sudden discovery of the third level by the narrator, then the desire to live in a peaceful and contented life. So how Sam is going to the third level, so everything is very much confusing and perplexing. Clear? So we can say that the time dimension is divided into past, present and future. Our past shapes the present, and the present lies the seeds of future. So in this situation, the human tendency is constantly moving from the past, the present and the future, which shows how these two characters are dissatisfied with life and they need to rationalize something. So they are finding ways to escape. They are very much anxious. That is why they are escaping from this world, the present world, and they are going to the past where they would find solace and happiness. So the modern way undoubtedly makes them frustrated and helpless because of that overwork they do, and to find peace and to find that tranquility, they move to the past. And Charlie till now is continuously searching for the third level, in a way to accompany with his wife and go there, or to spend time with Sam after reading this letter. So it is very much vague. It does not have any reason, just it is a fiction where you are confused between the reality and what is the past that they dealt with. Clear? So I hope you have understood this story. So thank you.